Good evening, guys. Welcome to Mr. Padilla's kitchen. Today I'm gonna show you guys how to cook arroz con pollo, pollo asado. So we're gonna cook the rice first. I'm gonna show you guys what to do. Ingredients that you're gonna need, obviously, is a bowl with a cover, a pot with a cover, some rice, some oil, some salt, and a wooden spoon. If you don't have a wooden spoon, that's fine. So first, what we're going to do is take 2 cups of rice, and actually for every cup of rice you add 2 cups of water when you're making rice. So because there's 6 of us, I'm going to use 3 cups of rice, 1, 2, and 3 cups of rice, okay? And then for water, we're going to use 4 cups of water. What we want to do is get the rice going as far as the heat. And you put it on high. So if you come a little bit closer, you can see how much salt to put in. So it's 4 cups of water. You go on the top. And I'm just gonna lightly cover the bottom of the pot. Okay? That's all the water we need. And then oil, just regular oil, just about maybe a tablespoon of oil. I'm gonna let that come to a boil. While that's coming to a boil, I'm gonna come back to my rice. And I'm gonna wash down the rice. Wash it down very good. And what we're doing here with the rice, we're just gonna kind of mush it around a little bit, because you will find some darker pieces of rice that you want to get rid of. Just kind of dirty rice, we'll call it. Hey guys, you can see how the water is boiling now for the rice. Okay, nice boil. Then we're going to put our rice in. Okay. And actually, guys, so for the cups of rice, it's 1 extra cup of water for the total amount of cups. So if I did 3 cups of rice, it's 4 cups of water. So now I'm going to let this come to a full boil where the water almost is evaporating, and then I will turn the heat down to low and cover it and just let that sit. Okay, so now we're going to go, as this is cooking over here, we're going to prepare the pollo asado. So what I bought was chicken thighs, young chicken thighs with the bone still in it, and drumsticks. Okay. You definitely want to, as you take them out of the package, you want to clean them. So come a little closer so you can see. So as I'm washing this, I am taking off the skin. You don't want this fat. Some people like the fat on there because it gives it extra taste, but try to take off as much fat as you can. And I will, yeah, she would just take off the skin completely. And any yellow stuff like this is the fat, so you want to try to remove that as much as you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. See, the water is just about gone. But mix this up, give it a nice stir. You can see there's still some morsels of rice that are dark in here. I'm going to take those out. Okay, once you give it a good stir, then you cover it. And we're just going to let it sit there for about maybe 10 minutes or so. We'll come back, give it another stir, and we'll just let it sit again on low heat. So now we're going to go back to the pollo asado, which means sauteed chicken. So I washed all the chicken, so I have it here ready to go. So now what we're going to do is the ingredients for this. Obviously you need chicken. Here's that package of sazon I was telling you guys about. Onion, 2 tomatoes, should be good. A little stirrer, spatula to help saute the onions and tomatoes. You need some oil and some salt. Okay guys, I'm gonna check the rice. It's been about 10 minutes. See how the water is just about gone. So this is actually a good time to give it one good stir. Stir it. Oh, nice good stir. Get the bottom up to the top. Don't over stir, because if you over stir, then it'll make the rice sticky, and you don't want sticky rice. Okay, so now we're gonna let that sit until it's done. So now here we're gonna saute the onions with tomatoes and some oil. So with on low heat before we put it on, we're just gonna put some oil in the bottom of the pan. Okay, put it on low heat. So as that's heating up, I'm gonna slice the onion. Just make it little chops, little cubes. I'm gonna slice one way and then slice the opposite way. Be careful not to cut your fingers. And then you're just gonna shave off the onion. And we'll do the same thing again. We'll do that to the entire onion. So guys, the way I showed you to cut an onion, obviously that's how I cut onions. Be careful, because obviously I've been doing this for a lot of years. You know, that's why you have a cutting board as well for you beginners. You definitely want to do it here on the cutting board so you don't hurt yourself, okay? Use the cutting board. And again, be very careful. So now that the onions are done, we're going to cut 2 tomatoes the same way. So just nice straight slices. Turn it opposite. Again, just get your cubes. Cubes of tomato. Oh my God, look at my eyes. My eyes are crying from the onions. Oh, they're burning. Okay, back to the tomato. I'm crying. My eyes are burning. Okay, good. Oh, shit. You can see the onions with the tomatoes and just a little bit of the oil is now sauteing. I'm try to bring this to a water consistency. Okay guys, so now this is the consistency that you want it to be. You know, nice and soft, nice and mushy. Okay. So now we're gonna grab water. So this is a 2-cup water measuring cup. So I'm gonna grab 2 cups right away. I'm going to put enough water so the chicken is going to be submerged. That's 2 cups. Four cups. There's 6 cups. The 6 cups looks like it's going to be pretty good. So I'm going to grab my chicken now. I'm going to put the chicken in. I'm making a lot of chicken because I know you guys are going to be hungry. And you're going to put a little salt, add a little salt. Actually, yeah, the chicken's submerged, good enough. About a tablespoon of salt. Adobo is the other spice that we want to put in. We'll give it like 1, 2, 3 little shakes. So again, about maybe a tablespoon. And then the last spice that we'll put in is sazon, a packet of sazon. Like I said, this gives it the coloring as well. Just give everything a good stir. You see, I'm going to need probably another cup of water because the chicken isn't fully submerged. That should be good enough. And I have the heat on high right now, so I'm going to keep it on high and we're just going to cover it. And I'll be back. Okay guys, we're back to the chicken. As you can see, it's coming to a full boil. So I'm going to lower the heat to medium. I'm going to check on my rice again, because the rice has been cooking for a good half hour now. Since the water evaporated, we have it on low heat. I'm going to give it one more good stir. Over there, nothing sticks to the bottom. And you might get some stickiness on the bottom, but that's fine. You can see the consistency of the rice is pretty fluffy. So I would say by the time that maybe another 10 minutes or so, the rice should be ready. Okay guys, the rice, you can see it's now at actually a fluffy consistency. So this rice is done. And the rice has been cooking after the water disappeared, evaporated, probably a good half hour or so. And again, depends on how much you heat or how much your oven heats up, will determine on the fluffiness of the rice. So again, once the rice is fluffy, then the rice is done. So I'm just going to turn off the heat and let that sit while the chicken continues to cook. And the chicken's been cooking for about 15 minutes at a medium boil here. Okay guys, I'm going to check the chicken. It's been cooking for about a half hour now. So what should happen, if I poke the chicken, it should fall off the bone. Let's see how it's sticking to the bone. So this isn't ready yet. So I'm going to come back in about maybe 15 minutes and check it out again. Guys, the chicken should be done. You can see it literally just melts off the bone. Okay, so that's the consistency that you want it. And it's been cooking for about an hour and 10 minutes. So again, depending on how your stoves cook, depends on how quickly the chicken will cook. So, I serve myself a plate. There's the rice. The way I serve it, the way I like to serve it, is putting the chicken on top of the rice. Bone and all. You can see just a piece of the chicken come right off the bone. And also the other thing I like to do is take some of the juice or some of the broth and put it on top. Just gives the rice and the chicken an extra flavor. So there you have it. Arroz con pollo asado. Pollo asado means sauteed chicken. Enjoy.